Okay, so we're going to start off. Let's write the original problem down. Let me zoom that in a little bit. Make sure we can see. Okay, so we've got the point -3, -2, and our slope, is positive 2/3. Now, notice I didn't write the word slope. I wrote the letter M. M stands for slope in mathematics. In mathematics, you use the variable M to represent slope. It's an abbreviation. Okay, so I just wrote M so I didn't have to write the word slope out. What I need to do is I need to draw a line that goes through the point -3, -2 and has a slope of 2/3. So first thing that I need to do is I need to draw my coordinate grid. So I'm going to sketch one on my paper. Okay. And since they said the line has to go through the point -3, -2, I'm going to begin by plotting the point -3, -2. So you start at the origin. I'm going to go left 3 units, and then I'm going to go from there down 2 units, and that's where the point is. So that's where I begin. Now I'm going to use my slope to get other points. Now remember that the slope is 2/3, and remember that slope, write this in on your papers, is rise over run. So the rise is 2 units, the run is 3 units. The rise tells you to either go up or down, remember that? If the rise was a negative number, then we would go down. If the rise is a positive number, we go up. So the rise is +2, so from here I'm going to go up 2 units. I'm pausing. The run is +3, so I run to the right 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And so my next point is at the origin. Let's do that again. Let's get another point. So I'm paused at the origin. I've got a point at the origin. Let's get another point. So I'm going to rise 2 units and then run 3. And that's my next point. I now have 3 points. That's good enough. I can take my ruler or a straight edge, line up the points, and draw my line. Remember, when you graph a line, you always want to have those arrows. So I have graphed a line that has a slope of 2/3 and goes through the point -3, -2. That was number 1. Let's try another problem. Let's try number 2. So this time my point is 2, 0. And my slope, it says it's -1/2. On my paper, it wrote the slope like this. When it gives you a negative slope, that is a fraction, assign the negative to the numerator. So I'm going to rewrite this so that the negative sign is with the 1 in this case. So -1/2. That's still a slope of -1/2, but I'm going ahead and assigning the negative symbol or the negative sign to the numerator and make things a lot easier. So I need to go ahead and draw my coordinate grid before I can graph the line that goes through this point with this slope. So I'm going to draw a coordinate grid. So my point is 2, 0. So I'm going to start at the origin. The x coordinate's 2, so move to the right 2 units. The y coordinate's 0, so you don't go up or down, you stay right there on the x-axis. So 2, 0 is that point right there. The slope is -1/2. Remember that slope, let's write this in, is rise over run. Slope is rise over run. So my rise is -1. Since the rise is negative, you actually go down 1 unit. So I go down 1 unit. The run is 2, so I go to the right 2 units. So there's 1 point. I want to get a third point, so I can go down 1, right 2 again, and get a third point. And notice that my coordinate grid isn't quite large enough, but I can easily extend that. You want to do your lines, draw your lines in such a way that you have 3 points, at least 3. We could keep on going forever, right? Take your ruler or your straight edge and line it up. And don't forget to include the arrows on either end. Let's skip down to number 4, because I want to talk about number 4 really quickly before I give you some to try on your own. So for number 4, it's a little bit different. Number 4, your point is -1, -3, but your slope is 5. The slope is a whole number. When the slope is given to you as a whole number, we want to change that to a fraction. The easiest way to change the whole number 5 to a fraction without changing its actual value is to put a 1 under it. Remember that 5 is the same as 5 over 1. When you're dealing with slope, when you're graphing equations and dealing with slope, you really want to change, you really want your slope to be in fraction form. That way you know what the rise is and you know what the run is. So if you end up with a whole number or an integer, just stick a 1 under it. Okay, with that being said, now we can graph. So draw your coordinate grid. And we'll plot the point -1, -3. So I start at the origin and move left 1 unit. And then -3 is the y-coordinate, so I go down 3 units. So there's the starting point. The slope is 5, but remember we said that can be expressed as 5 over 1. Slope is always expressed as rise over run. So from here I'm going to rise or go up 5 units. And then run to the right 1 unit. And let's do one more point. So from here I can go up 5 more. I'm about to run into my work. And then run to the right 1 unit. So there's 3 points. All of these are going to make a straight line. I'm going to pull out my straight edge, my ruler, line up the points to draw my line. And there's the line that goes to the point -1, -3 with a slope of 5.